So question number 36 is a copper wire of length 1 meter and the radius of 1 millimeter is joined in series with an iron wire of radius of length 2 meter and radius 3 millimeter, and the current is passed through the wires. The ratio of current density in the copper and the iron wire is okay. So we know that current density. So one thing is clear, if the two wires are joined in series, the current will be same. Okay. So current density is given by I by A. Current density is given by I by A, where I is same for both. Then we can say that current density will be proportional to 1 by A. Okay. So and we know that area is proportional to R square. So it will be proportional to area. We know that is given by pi R square. So we can say that J will be proportional to 1 by R square. Okay. So we can say that the ratio of current density in the copper, so we can say J of copper by J of iron will be equals to R of inversely iron square divided by R of copper square, because J is inversely proportional to R square. So what is the radius of iron? 3 millimeter. So this will become 9 by 1. Okay, so that will be the answer. Simple question. Now question number 37. The n rows each containing m cells in series and are joined in parallel. Okay, n number of rows are there like this way. M number of rows and each row is containing m cells in series like this. The resistance is not given, so I will not consider like this. So how many cells are there? M cells. M cells. And how many rows are there? N rows like this. This is the rows. Okay. N rows are there. If the total number of cells used are 24 and the internal resistance of each cell is 0.5 ohm. Okay, they have given, so that is 0.5 ohm. For each cell internal resistance is 0.5 ohm. Okay, like this. So then they are asking the value of m and n. Okay, so first of all, if the total number of cells used are 24, so one thing is clear, the value of m plus n should be equals to 24. Total number of cells that are used is 24. So the value of m into n, because in one row how many cells are there? M, and how many rows are there? N. So we can say that m into n should be equals to 24. Okay. Now maximum current is taken from the combination across an external resistance of 3 ohm. Okay, so actually what they have given, after this external resistance of 3 ohm is connected and they are asking the current is maximum in this. So for the current to be maximum, the condition is that internal resistance should be equals to external resistance of the circuit. Okay. So what is the internal resistance of the internal equivalent resistance? So for one row, what is the resistance? 0.5 m times. So the equivalent of this branch will be 0.5 into m. Okay. Now 0.5 into m, and these things are in what we can say parallel. So the R equivalent, R internal equivalent will be equals to 0.5 m divided by n, and we know that for maximum current this should be equals to 3 ohm. For I max, R equivalent should be equals to external resistance. Okay, so if you solve this, what you will get? This will become m by n will be equals to 6. M by n is 6 and m into n is 24. So if you put the value of just put the value of m in the terms of n, so this will become m value we can have 6n, so 6n square will be equals to 24. So n square will be equals to 4, so n is equals to 2. If n is 2, then m will be 12. If we see the options, second option will match. Okay. Now question number 38. 13 resistances each of resistance R are connected in the circuit shown the effective resistance between A and B. So they are asking the effective resistance between A and B. Okay. So it is a system like this. This is point A, this is point B. So they are asking the equivalent resistance across A and B. Other resistance are like this. Okay. Similarly, here also we have R, and here also it is R. In similar manner, here also this is R, this is R, this is R, this one is also R. Like this. Okay. The effective resistance between A and B. So they are asking the effective resistance between A and B. Okay, if you see these two resistors, they are in series. The equivalent of this will become 2R. Now this 2R and this R will be in parallel. Okay, so this total equivalent will become how much? 2R and R. So it will be 2R into R divided by 2R plus R, that is 3R. So it will be 2R by 3. 2R by 3. Here also it will become 2R by 3. This one will also become 2R by 3, and this one will also become 2R by 3. Now we can draw the equivalent circuit. So this is two R by 3, 2R by 3, 2R by 3 and 2R by 3. This is A, this is B. Here we have a resistance R. Okay. Now see, this is a balanced Wheatstone bridge. Okay, because this ratio of this and this is equal. So we can say that no current will flow from here. So we can remove this resistor. Now these two are in series. So this will become 4R by 3 and this will also become 4R by 3. Now 4R by 3 and 4R by 3 are in parallel. So the equivalent will be 2R by 3 by using the formula. Okay. The question number 39. In a wire of a circular cross section of radius r, free electrons travel with the drift velocity v when a current I flows through the wire. Okay. What is the current in another wire of half the radius and of the same material when the drift velocity is 2v? Okay. And so we know that current is given by I is equals to NEA into Vd. I is equals to NEA into Vd. Okay. So when the drift velocity is v, the current is I and radius is r. Okay. What is the current in another wire of half the radius? So actually area we can add on as, this is AD, so I we can add on as NE, area is pi r square into Vd. Clear? Now in the second case they have given that what is the current in another wire of half the radius. So I dash I can add on as, I dash will be equals to NE into area. Area will be pi r square. So r is half of the radius, so r by 2, and drift velocity is 2v, so it is 2v. Okay. Now if you divide both the values, we can say that I by I dash will be equals to NE will cancel out, pi will cancel out, r square will cancel out. So 4 into Vd divided by, because this 4 will go in the numerator, into 2v. Okay. Previously the drift velocity was v only. Okay. So if you see this thing, what you will get, 2, v will cancel out. So we can say that I dash will be equals to I by 2. So option number second will be correct. Now question number 40. A galvanometer of resistance 25 ohm gives a full scale deflection of 10 milliamperes. Okay. To change into voltmeter of range 100 volt by connecting it with a resistance R in series with a galvanometer, the value of R is. Okay. We know that V is given by Ig, Rg plus S, where Rg is the resistance of galvanometer and Ig is the maximum current that can be measured by the galvanometer. So the value of Ig is given as 10 milliampere. So V, the value of V is how much? 100 volt we have to measure Ig is 10 milliampere, means 10 into 10 to the power minus 3. Resistance of galvanometer is given as 25 plus S. So this will become 10 will cancel out. So this will become 10 to the power 3 and plus 1 4, 25 plus S. So the value of S will be 10 to the power 4 minus 25. So if you see the options, option number 2 will match. Okay, so answer will be 9975 will be equals to S. Now question number 41. A galvanometer whose resistance is 120 ohm gives full scale deflection with a current of 0.5 ampere. So it can read the maximum value of current, the shunt resistance added in parallel with this. Okay, so same thing. We know that I is equals to Ig 1 plus Rg by S. This is the formula for converting galvanometer into ammeter. Okay, so how much current we have to measure? 10 ampere. Maximum current that can be measured by the galvanometer is 0.05. 1 plus resistance of galvanometer is 120 ohm divided by shunt they are asking. Okay, so this will be equals to, so this will become equals to 20, so 200 equals to 1 plus 120 by S. So this will become 199 is equals to 120 by S. So S will be equals to 120 by 199. So S we can write down approximately equals to 0.6 ohms. 0.6 ohms. Okay. Now the question number 42. Electric bulb glows immediately. It is question number 42 is based on statements. Okay. So electric bulb glows immediately when switch on. So that is correct. As we can observe also, when you switch on, then what happens? The electric bulb will glow immediately. Okay. Second statement is, in a metallic wire the drift velocity of electron is very high. Okay. So if you see the question number 42, first statement is correct. Statement second is, they have given the drift velocity is very high, but as we know that drift velocity of electrons in a metal is of the order of 10 to the power minus 4. So that is very, very small. So that is wrong. So second statement is is wrong, because the drift velocity is very small only, it is not very high. Now the question number 43. A 100 ohm galvanometer gives full scale deflection of at 10 milliampere. How much shunt is required to read 100 milliampere? This question is similar to question number 41. Okay, we know that I is given by Ig 1 plus Rg by S. So how much current we have to measure? 10 milliampere. 10 milliampere should be equals to Ig. Sorry, 100 milliampere we have to measure, and maximum current measured by the galvanometer is 10 milliampere. 1 plus resistance of galvanometer is 100 by S. So milliampere will cancel out. So what you will get? 10 will be equals to 1 plus 100 by S. Okay. So 9 will be equals to 100 by S. So S we can write on as 100 by 9. So that is 11.11 ohm. So this question is also very simple. Now question number 44. A wire of length 100 centimeter is connected to a cell of EMF 2 volt and negligible internal resistance. The resistance of the wire is 3 ohm. The additional resistance required to produce a potential drop of 1 millivolt per centimeter. Okay, see this thing. So wire of length how much? 100 centimeter is given. Is connected to a cell of EMF 2 volt. Connected to a cell of EMF of 2 volt. Negligible internal resistance. The resistance of the wire is 3 ohm. Resistance of this wire is 3 ohm. The additional resistance required to produce the potential drop of 1 millivolt per centimeter. So how much potential drop we have to create? 1 millivolt per centimeter. Okay, so 1 millivolt per centimeter. So external resistance I will consider as R. So now if the external one more resistance we have connected, that is R, somewhere R, then we can say that we have to find out the value of R. So if you write down the current will be equals to 2 by 3 plus R. current in the circuit will be 2 by 3 plus R. So potential drop across this end A and B, we can write down as potential drop will be equals to, potential drop across AB will be equals to V is equals to IR. So I is 2 by 3 plus R into 3, V is equals to IR. Now they are asking potential drop per unit length should be equals to 1 millivolt. Okay, so potential drop per unit length should be equals to how much? 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 millivolt per centimeter. Okay, so actually what they have given, 6 by 3 plus R. Okay, 6 by 3 plus R divided by what is the length? 100. It should be equals to how much? 1 into 10 to the power minus 3. So this we have to solve. Okay, so if you solve this, what how to solve this one? See this. This will become 6 by 3 plus R will be equals to 100 into 10 to the power minus 3 means 1 by 10. Okay, so 60 will be equals to 3 plus R. So R will be equals to 57 ohms. So simple concept we are using. Potential drop of 1 millivolt means potential drop across end A and B should be 1 millivolt per centimeter. So whatever they have given in the question, according to that we have solved and we are getting the answer. Okay. Now question number 45. So question number 45. Eels are able to generate current with biological cells called electroplaque. So actually one diagram is given and question means language is given, okay, in 7-8 lines. But this question is simple only. So actually according to this what they have given, in each row some rows are given, okay, and after that one external resistance is connected, that is 500 ohm, like this. So how many rows? If just underline the important information, that is 100 rows are given, okay, 100 rows. So how many? First, second, third, fourth, till like 100 rows are given, 100 rows. 100 rows are given containing, and each row is containing 5,000. So in the how many cells are given? 5,000. 5,000 cells are given, 5,000 cells, okay. Each cell is having the EMF of 0.15 volt, 0.15 volt. Each cell is having the EMF of 0.15 volt, okay, and the internal resistance of 0.25. 0.25 is the internal resistance, okay. So now, and this external resistance is given as 500 ohm. So they are asking the current that can be produced, okay. So current they are asking actually. So see this thing. So for calculating current, what we have to do? We have to calculate equivalent EMF of the combination and equivalent internal resistance, and the external resistance is given to us, okay. So equivalent EMF, how to calculate? See this thing. What is the EMF here? EMF of one row will be equals to, see this, all the cells are connected in series, so it will be equals to, of one row the equivalent EMF will be equals to 0.15 into this one 5,000, 0.15 into 5,000, okay. So this will be equals to, if you solve this, how much you will get? 750. So equivalent EMF of one row is how much? 750 volt, okay, 750 volt. So now all the cells are connected in parallel. The cells are connected in parallel. So what we can say, the equivalent EMF of this combination will be, see, when the cells are connected in parallel, equivalent EMF is given by E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2, like this way, divided by 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus like this. Now if all the cells are identical cells are identical, then we can say that E1, E2, E3 are same, and R1, R2, R3 are also same. So this will become E by R plus E by R, like this way, and divided by 1 by R plus 1 by R, like this. If you consider n number of cells are there, then this will become n E by R divided by n by R. Okay, so R and R will cancel, n and n will cancel, so equivalent will be E. So we can say that by this formula we can say that equivalent EMF of this combination will be 750 volts. Okay. Now R equivalent is given by, see, these resistance are in parallel. So the resistance of one branch will be how much? For resistance of one row, that I will write down as R will be equals to 0.25 into 5000. So that will be equals to 25 into 5 is 1250. 1250, and how many rows are there? 100. So now these are in parallel. So R equivalent we can write down as R equivalent will be 1250 divided by 100. So that will be equals to 12.5. Okay. This is the equivalent internal resistance. So current will be equals to E by R plus R equivalent. Okay. I we can write down as E by E equivalent divided by R equivalent plus R. Okay. So 750 divided by, what is R? R is 500 plus R equivalent this one, internal resistance is 12.5. Okay. So if you solve this, approximately around 1.5 ampere will be the answer. Okay. So I hope the questions are clear. Thank you.